Since William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and Raila Odinga, the ODM leader, got into that gentleman agreement that has been disguised as broad-based government, the president have been speaking about it in a different way, and Raila Odinga has also been speaking about it differently. And I'm going to play for you some two videos so that you make a comparison. And from what I am seeing, the fallout between Raila Odinga and William Ruto is not going to take long. If William Ruto fell out with Uhuru Kenyatta, he's falling out with his deputy, he's falling out with party portfolio and another person. Looking at the two sides, the way those two are talking, the fallout is simmering. But before I play that, I want to compare, I want you to just mirror how Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta handshake was fully embraced by all of them. They were together. They were working together. Much as I have seen a narrative, some two narratives have been floated, that Raila Odinga and Rigathi and William Ruto enjoy some historical ties, having worked together in ODM. You know, there have been all those manner of stories about it. But, and Orengo said something, and there is something that Orengo said, I want us to hear that. He said that the agreement between William Ruto and Raila Odinga must be structured.
And I still believe we are still in a path to success. Raila Odinga as the leader of the people of Kenya and the people of Africa. Gimwawa chomara Addis Ababa no. Engeni karakidi ibiru Kisumu. Tonyakirawa hero. And Addis Ababa na kamirawe. Kakoro pudwarito the real price. To mara reo anado achoma. Nitie jomoko ka wacho gimoro to giwinj maber. To an kani but baba tane no ko uwinjo to kendo wacho that is correct. An gima wacho kende en ne nyaka wabed gi structure. Kwa winjre gimoro to nyaka wabed gi structure. Kanitie kata jowa modhi sirikal mar party kata mamoro to nyaka wabed gi structure moro maka if they are not working for the people properly, they can be recalled. We must have a structure. To nitie jo chiem donj mo kuinj wachni maber. Kagi wache tigo no rengo ketho. Gina jo chiem donj ma konana ka gimoro chiek kamoro. To koro itwito hawanya oyundi oneno kuon ko chiek. Ma kada ng'at ma jokine ka orwenjo luongo bura ma chama lego usonga ka to ginegi. To ka kuon ochiek to koro ni se. So all we want is a structural relationship gi jomwati yogo. Kane wan gi grand coalition government nentie chik manoket ni waziri Raila yiero Kibaki okunyal riembo. Ka Kibaki bedwa riembo.
We cannot have just a gentleman agreement. You know, get this from Orengo first. Now, Orengo discredited that. And even personally, I discredited it. I said, you know, this is not it. Now, I want you to hear what William Ruto understands with that pretentious thing they are calling broad-based. Now, that, you see what he's saying is, nishaunda serikali ya watu, sasa hakuna kulizana maswali, sasa tunaanza. There is something that President Ruto is saying there.
Hakuna mtu ya kupingana. Sasa sisi wote tusimame pamoja, tupangane pamoja, tuungane, tushirikiane. Ile sasa kazi iko ni vile tutashirikiana, tutatue changamoto za taifa letu la Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Ile kazi iko sasa ni kupanga maendeleo ya taifa letu la Kenya tukiwa pamoja. Hakuna sasa vizingizio tena, hakuna vijisababu tena, hakuna excuses ya kusema kwa sababu ya hii, kwa sababu ya hii. Sasa hii serikali imeunganisha watu wote.
And according to him, he's formed a government of national unity. And I agree with Rigathi when Rigathi says national unity is you have both Raila, you have Kalonzo, you have Peter Munya, you have Uhuru Kenyatta, you have everyone in it. But you cannot go and sit in a corner with Raila, then come out and say broad-based. No, I disagree. I disagree. What happened was an agreement between Raila and William Ruto. So that is, listen, that is his understanding. And I said, even he spoke in Baringo, the same thing he said in Baringo, that now sasa asiitwe Zakayo peke yake. Sasa kila mtu akuja aitwe Zakayo. In his understanding is that he's brought everyone on board. So there is some expectations he has. I wanted to, today Raila was in Kibera. Of course, I condemned that. Of course, I think amongst the analysts, I'm the only person who condemned it. I've seen some people just, glorifying violence here and there. So when Raila, the reason why Raila went to Kibera is I wanted to, because that was the first time, Kibera is his political base. So that was the first time he was now interacting with the urban, the people in Nairobi. It is the people in Nairobi that are so busy with this politics. By the people in the shacks are not, they're moving on with their lives. But it is the Nairobi dwellers that are so keen on what exactly is in fray. So he was there. First, he went there to sanitize, to try to help Sakaja. Sakaja was chased. I still believed those goons were mobilized. I still believe in politics, it doesn't just happen. Those who threw stones at Sakaja, those were a very well charged crowd. And then he spoke about that deal with Ruto and his position on the Gen Z protest.
Sasa yote tunataka sasa tuyazike kwenye kaburi la sahau. Ili tuendelee vizuri. Si sawa sawa? Unajua mtu wa chini ambaye hako hapo chini hako na uchungu mingi zaidi. Hiyo ni mpango ambao sisi tuko naye. Tuko naye. Na bado hii mpango tutayatimiza. Sasa mnajua vile mambo yamekuwa. Mwaka jana tulikuwa kwa barabara. Sisi tulikuwa kwa barabara. Tulikuwa tunalilia nini? Mambo tulikuwa ngajia mambo ya gharama ya maisha. Si mlikuwa mnabeba nini? Sufuria. Tulikuwa mnabeba sufuria kwa kichwa. Sivyo? Mambo ya gharama ya maisha. Pili, tulikuwa tunaongea juu ya mambo ya ukosefu ya kazi kwa vijana. Vijana ambaye wamesoma, wako na ustadi, lakini hakuna kazi, sio? Tatu, tulikuwa tunaongea juu ya mambo ya ufisadi. Ufisadi na wizi na hujuma ya mali ya umma. Nne, tulikuwa tunaongea juu ya mambo ya ukabila. Ubaguzi wa ukabila. Pale ambaye kama wanataka kuajiri walimu, manases, maaskari, wanajeshi. Sasa vijana wakienda pale, jina yako linaamua kama utapata au utapata. Wakisema Onyango ngambo hii, Wafula ngambo hii, Mutua ngambo hii, Wanyonyi ngambo hii, mpaka uwe fulani bin fulani ndio uende kwa ngambo nyingine, sio? Lakini saila ambaye wanarogota ushuru kwa watu hawabagui, kila mtu anatoa. sivyo? Sivyo? Hiyo ndio sasa tunasema hatuwezi kukubali ubaguzi ya kikabila. Tulikuwa tunasema hatutaki, sio? Alafu sasa zile zingine zilikuwa zingine ambazo zilikuwa nafuata namna hiyo. Sasa vile vile ni maneno ambayo hawa vijana juzi Gen Z waliongea juu yake. Sio haya yao yote. Sio yote. Mambo yale yote bado yuko pale na tumesema mpaka yale yote yatatuliwe. Sasa umeona jamaa walikuwa mashindano ya kazi. Wamevunja baraza ya mawaziri. Wakaja kwetu. Kwamba tuwapatie watu. Si wako wameshindwa na kazi? Wakaja wakasema wanapiga magoti chini. Tafadhali mpatie sisi watu wenu ni wanajua. Naambia mwaka jana tulisema tunataka saba ifanywe nini? Ifanywe nini? Mambo yangekuwa tofauti sana kama ingefanyika. Unajua haya? Sio mashindwa. Tumewapata sasa wataalamu. Mtaona kama kazi inabadilika. Vijana hoye! Vijana hoye! Sasa nataka kuendelea mingi zaidi.
Now, Raila has denied and has been denying, and of course it's just a political script. He's been denying that he has some relationship or rather some agreement with Ruto on what to be done, and that those who went to government went under their personal evolution and not that the party really blessed them to go. But of course, me and you know that is a lie. Raila is the person who forwarded the names. I keep on saying there and I still repeat. What he says himself, there is saying that there are things they were talking about during the last protests. But now this time round, the Gen Z are now speaking some of the same things. So he's saying that not all issues has been addressed, but all still have to be there. Now, there is something you would understand, you would appreciate. You know, in Ruto, in Uhuru Raila deal, handshake, Raila was supporting Uhuru Kenyatta. Do you know that during COVID, Raila even moved in this town with Uhuru Kenyatta, launching some projects at night? Yes. Yes, we saw that. But on this one, what Ruto expects, there is something Ruto was expecting in Raila. And this is Ruto's objective from that Raila's deal. And that is, I'm telling you, these objectives cannot be met by Raila. And that's why the fallout, the critical aspect, the red line, why Raila and Ruto, that marriage is not going to last. For some reasons, that marriage is not going to last. Number one, Ruto expects that government criticism, Ruto expects Raila to suppress the government criticism because according to him, opposition figures have joined. So I dare ask, so Joho, Oparanya and Mbadi have joined government. So if they make a mistake, if there is a problem in Kenya Kwanza administration, opposition should not criticize because they are also in government. So who is supposed to criticize? Or no one should criticize. But remember, this is the person who said, I want a vibrant opposition. The reason why he doesn't want that criticism is because that is going to charge the masses and that should suppress kidogo kidogo. That should suppress bit of that protest. So that is the first expectation that Ruto wants from Raila. And Raila cannot guarantee this because the members of parliament will have to speak. When something is wrong, they'll have to speak. The other side of Kalonzo will the Wiper MPs will have to speak. The Jubilee axis, the KANU axis will have to speak. They were so strong. I saw Lesuda. Is it Lesuda? My producer should be able to help me here. It's called Lesuda. Yes. That MP, is it Samburu MP? She was speaking during the vetting. She is the only one person who was strong and went hard on the nominees. The other people are just pampering, both ODM and UDA members who were in that panel. So that's the first thing. The second thing, Ruto wants Raila to persuade the masses against protest. So that rally in Bomet, that rally in Kibera, it happened that was today, and the Nanenane protest is being planned. So what ordinarily you would have expected is Raila was going to tell them that you people should not go to the street. You know, there have been a number of bloggers around the president who are saying that Raila went to government to rescue Ruto because some members of Gema had ganged up and wanted to remove Ruto. They've been saying it. So Raila ordinarily was expected to go and tell the people in Toi Market that you guys should not go to protest because we are in government. He's failed to say that, and in fact is saying that the issues of Gen Zs have to be addressed. Now, if Raila was with Uhuru, Raila is keeping off this discussion about William Ruto and does not and it tries to avoid that discussion. So persuading the masses, which was one of the objectives, is there. And in fact, I agree with someone who is saying that if people turn out for protest on Thursday, then the dividend the dividends of that handshake with Raila Odinga, William Ruto atakuwa ameenda sara, because that's one thing he was expecting. Number 3, the objective that Raila to fully back William Ruto's 2027 bid as a reward. This is so difficult, and I want to say it this way. Raila must also listen to the people. Raila must also listen to the people. Raila must also listen to the people. And never again should he run another betrayal narrative on him. Because already a significant chunk of the population are feeling you have hijacked Gen Z protest. It's true. And both Raila and Ruto hijacked that protest to pass their deal. Of course, their deal was, I still maintain that the reason why Ruto needed Raila team is not for Gen Z. He needed it because already there is a popularity problem, so he wants to get Raila's side to support him. But that might also come at some backlash. Number 1, Kalonzo. Kalonzo is formidable. Kalonzo has been around Raila for the last 15 years. Number 2, Ruto's projects and policies. If he fails to satisfy the members of the public, which is most likely, then even if you're supported with Raila, people might also say, wewe Raila anamaliza, Raila hatakuwa president tena, so Raila should not tell us. That's another thing. And lastly, Ruto expects Raila to market the government projects. Yes, to talk about, markets being built where, affordable housing being built there. He expects that, and that Raila cannot do. Now, Raila objectives, and these are the Raila's objectives which might not be met. Number 1 is backing lucrative deals and tenders. This Joho, Paranya, Mbadi, and who is this other person? Wandai. These people, is the best they're going to give back to Baba is some tenders and some good deals. But that is where it's all going to be very easy. Because Ruto's battalion, remember during these nominations, the nominees were being asked about mandarins, about Dongaich, the stalwarts in those ministries. Those stalwarts, they are there to maintain status quo. They're there to ensure that the tenders that they were getting, the tenders that are supposed to begin to so and so is going to be there. So just on that, I will not be surprised to see after 2-3 months, or even after 1 month, Raila Odinga saying takataka again. That might come up. So that's the second thing. The first thing, that objective that Raila wants, and it might not be there. The second bit is Kenya Kwanza supporting his AUC bid. It is a big flop because William Ruto himself has a problem of that acumen even in the continent. It has gone down. You know, it is Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana where protests have been experienced, and William Ruto is facing legitimate issues. Part of these legitimate questions he's facing is because of his association with the US. So sometimes the African countries that are supposed to bag on Ruto campaigning is not there. There have been less. I'm seeing the Tanzania candidate and the Djibouti candidate really trying to campaign, but Raila is doing less. So the budget for that is not being it. And if it is in exchange, if this support is in exchange of AUC, could be it. Probably Ruto also demanded that you support me 2027, I support you for that AUC. 3, run a constitutional review process, but civil society may not back individualistic review. Raila Odinga met Moses Kuria today. And Moses Kuria has come out and have said he's supporting the referendum push by Raila. If Raila had tried to make the same mistake of harboring the review process as between him and Ruto, like what he did between him and Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember that document, the BBI was one of the best documents. But the civil society organizations just plotted the coup through the court simply because it was Raila and Uhuru only involved in it. And if William Ruto would be involved, maybe it wouldn't have flopped. It didn't just, and William Ruto just did a slander campaign and mudslinging that document. And court fell for the public opinion. By the way, the court fell for the public opinion so that they can sanitize themselves after the last, just after the last elections. And by that time, you know, section of the population was actually very happy about celebrating about it. So if that mistake is going to be there, it's a big blow because civil society are very vibrant. The courts are also aligning to the activists. And the government has been biggest loser in these courts. Probably the new LG will do better. But the truth is government has been losing big time in the corridors of justice. So that's it. You can tell me. From where I'm seated, I'm not seeing a solid marriage. Like even that lasted, that with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. This one, even if Azimio dies, in fact, Azimio dies and coalition start building, the things are going to change. And let's wait and see.